Hey guys, Big Swear, roadrooter.com. Your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. Big flurry in Salt last night as they were handing out their tokens as expected. People looking to make a quick buck are trying to sell on the markets. Not sure where it's going to all even out. Probably somewhere around 7 to 15 bucks, I would guess. Um, but some people just want to take quick profits, and that's cool. In November, they should have their product out. If you want to withdraw your coins, which is a good idea, and put them onto your own Ethereum wallet, I would suggest you do that because you don't want anybody between you and your coins. You don't want anybody between you and your silver. I use my Ether wallet, and you can do paper wallets or you can use their encrypted wallet online. I suggest everybody make sure you secure your coins, and the best way to do that is to keep them in your own possession so that only you can screw up. Anyway, let's talk about where we're going here. Zero hedge. There's a time for war. Bannon vows full assault on Republican establishment. It is clear that Trump and Bannon are still working together to take down the deep state. The deep state is on the left and on the right. And it is a battle royale going on behind the scenes. The good guys are winning. I still believe absolutely the good guys are winning. We're moving into a high-tech age economically, so we're going to see a lot of money printed to destroy the old system, and a lot of cryptos doing extremely well over the next year. I've been saying this for 2-3 years now, and those who got into the cryptos are really happy. And even when the big crashes come and the big spikes come, if you're smart and you're in this for the medium to long term, those shouldn't affect you at all. And I know that the crashes are hard because it was hard to get your head around what you're doing in the first place. But the more you go through it, the stronger you get. Still like the same 10 coins that I posted on the website on the Friday road trip for the private road members. Coins and tokens. Nothing has changed there. They're going to do very well. They are doing very well. And they will continue to do well, especially as we move forward and more people get on board the crypto wagon. Yes, I still have Bitcoin hitting 10,000 by the end of the year, and all the other coins, the good coins, will continue to be strong as well. Some will go up a higher percentage than Bitcoin, some will go up less than Bitcoin, but the upward trend is in. I think ADDX was up 75% in the last couple days. So, yeah, they're going to go up and down and spike and fall. And there's manipulators, there's traders, there's hedge funds, all kinds of insanity in the wild crypto world. So just make your pick. I suggest everybody make your medium to long term picks. Pick out your Facebooks and your Amazons and your Apple computers and your Goldman Sachses. I think Veritasium is going to be just like Goldman Sachs. And then hold. Just hang on to it. If you made the right decision, if you've done your homework, it shouldn't bother you, the volatility. It's part of the game. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Really interesting. Department of Homeland Security says the California election in 2016 was hacked. And then California came out and said, no, this is fake news. What is going on? Who are these people within the deep state? Whoever released this information from the Homeland Security, we need to look at these people. We need to find out who's the good guys and who's the bad guys. I don't even know what this one's about. The Department of Homeland Security might have done the right thing. Maybe they're trying to call attention to what's going on in California voting. I know California voting's been rigged for decades, literally decades, and it's so obvious. You have areas that are completely on the side of Clinton that are that were up north, more freedom fighter type of guys. Completely, I mean, over 100% of the vote. Insanity. It really was the U.S. voting system. Well, the whole voting system on planet Earth is being rigged by computers now. So, yes, they lie, they cheat, they steal in the voting box. The cryptos can't help that. The blockchain technology, there's all kinds of companies starting up. to secure your vote and make sure it's your real vote. So more to come on that. Your best pick of credit cards. I think this is an ad. Yeah, it's an ad. I would say the best pick of credit cards would be the 10X Pay card and the Monaco card. Those are my two favorite credit cards. And BitPay. I like BitPay as well. But if you're looking for a token, go for the Pay token, the Pay card, and the Monaco card. That's my take. Beijing orders all North Korean businesses to close. It's getting ugly. What will happen there, I don't know. I'm not concerned about an all-out global nuclear war. I think we are being protected from something like that, and the good guys will make sure that doesn't happen, and the people working with the good guys will make sure that doesn't happen. But that doesn't mean there might not be a small attempt at some insanity, and we might go to war with North Korea. I don't know. Hopefully not, but stranger things have happened. There is talk that behind the scenes, China has told Kim Jong-un to either step down or that he will be removed in the coming months. So we'll see what happens there. I also believe Cliff's data had a lot of Trump things coming up around the second week in October, along the lines of JFK type of stuff. Maybe it'll be that we'll get, proof that JFK was not killed by Oswald. But it links to Trump in his data. So I hope they don't try to take out Trump, but you never know. I think Trump wants to go, truthfully. I would want to go. If I'm not saying that the bad guys, this whole game they play is too hard to defeat them. I think it is being done behind the scenes, but it's too hard to be a public figure, the face of this battle. And Trump's a tough guy. Can you imagine someone else who was on the side of freedom trying to do this? It would be very difficult. So, yeah, Trump's there to be the bull in the china shop. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, there's real action happening, pulling out the bad guys, the Republicans, and the Democrats in the deep state. So, hang tough, my friends. I don't know if Trump's going to be around much longer. Hopefully, he'll just, say, "Hey, you want to impeach me? Fine. I'll go back. I'll go back to my life. This is insanity. What happens in Washington?" But then you'll see, absolute, happiness on the far left and chaos on the far right, and probably Trump before he left would drop a bomb like showing off Uma Abedin's 650,000 documents and videotapes of insane stuff, apparently. But we haven't heard anything about it, have we? I do know about this time that the IT guy for Debbie Wasserman Schultz, his wife, is supposed to be flown back to the U.S. under immunity to give testimony. So that'll be interesting. I'd love to see her go to jail. All right, FBI, stop publishing data on America's ridiculous marijuana arrest rates. According to the latest FBI data, drug arrests in the United States increased from 2015 to 2016, though the federal agency used to provide breakdowns of the details of these arrests. In the latest report, the FBI is now withholding specifics. What happened to truth and honesty in our government? I guess it was never there, but I think it should be there. I think it should be something we should demand, and I think the blockchain can help greatly with that on all fronts. So we'll see what happens. As far as the war on drugs, I think it's ridiculous. The CIA makes the most money in the drug trafficking, and they don't want to give that up, and the Bush family and the Clinton family. So what should we do? We should make drugs completely legal. As long as you don't harm other people, yeah, make everything legal. Because these are just people behind these government badges. These are just human beings making rules to control us, to control you and your freedom of choice and freedom of will. And that is not a good thing in my understanding of how people should live their lives. Everybody should have the choice to do whatever the hell they want, as long as they don't harm other people. I think that was the idea of the United States in the very beginning, and it should be the idea now. All right. how to protect your market, your portfolio from market decline. You want to know how? Buy silver and buy lots of cryptos. Spread them out. Crypto coins and crypto tokens. And you can protect your portfolio. It's not all that difficult. All right, wholesale inventories surge as plant shuttering, automakers stock up. Yeah, the auto industry, we had all kinds of zero, free financing for the last 2 or 3 years. Everybody put the leases. The leases are all coming back. Nobody's buying new cars. Nobody's buying used cars. The cars are stacking up. It's a problem. They made too many of them, as usual. And now the inventories are stacking up. And this is going to be really ugly. The auto, it's kind of like an auto bubble was created on purpose, just like the student loan bubble was created on purpose, just like the mortgage-backed security bubble was created on purpose. They're trying to build these bubbles to blow up so that when we do have the next crash, it's going to be the mother of all crashes. And I think it will be. Trump trying to help the people in Puerto Rico waves the Jones Act. The Jones Act was it's a law trying to protect American shippers, meaning that if you're shipping from port to port, U.S. port to U.S. port, you have to use a U.S. flagged ship. So you can't have a Greek flagged ship going from U.S. port to U.S. port. I was in the shipping industry for a little bit, doing financing of vessels, so that's what I remember about the Jones Act. And it's much more expensive to be flagged in the U.S. But Trump says, hey, we just need help. We need to get help to Puerto Rico. I hope they can rebuild, but it's not looking good. I mean, they're broke. They're broke, and their entire country is destroyed. And there's nobody there's nobody even left to pay taxes. So the $72 billion that is owed to Wall Street, that's not going to be repaid. They're already in bankruptcy, and they were trying to restructure. But now they have no income at all coming in, and everything needs to be rebuilt. The whole island needs to be rebuilt. And it'll be interesting what happens there. It might be the catalyst to kick the stock market calamity into high gear. As Cliff I said, he said, watch out for volcanoes. On our latest Three Amigos video, I had asked Cliff, oh my God, the earthquakes. I'm sitting on top of a fault. He said, hey, watch out for the volcanoes. That's what's really coming up. And here we have tens of thousands flee as active Bali volcano set to erupt. Mount Agnung, I can't say that right, Agnung, the largest Indonesian volcano located some 50 miles from the tourist hub of Kuta, has been shaking since August. And according to experts, an eruption is now imminent. This is part of the Earth expansion. As the Earth expands, the magma from the ground comes up. That's where the new material is created. And you're going to see volcanoes, and you're going to see earthquakes, and you're going to see strange weather anomalies, because as the Earth gets bigger, the wind needs to go faster to get around the globe. There's some physics to how weather works around a planet. But yeah, it's clear to me that we're going to see a lot more of this stuff in volcanoes. It's another WebBot hit, if you ask me. And yeah, get out of the way if you're in Bali. Public pensions. It is crazy what's going on at public pensions. Let's click on this one and see what we got here. Because with low interest rates, pensions are all underwater. They're projecting, I think, 6 or 7%. The California CalPERS was expecting 6 or 7% return this year, and they got like less than 1%. I mean, and this is compound. So the way they project how they can pay out their people, if you have destroyed years where you don't make any money, all that gets, it gets projection on a gross scale off the charts, and they lie and cheat and steal, but none of them are fully funded, and most of them barely have enough to last for the next 2 years. So it's going to get really ugly, and that's the part of the population that will require a bailout. Older people and pensions and things like that, especially state-sponsored pensions. But states can't print money. Only the federal government, only Janet Yellen has that ability, and the banks. So will this be a boon for the banks to bail every state out? Who knows? Who knows, but it's going to get ugly. And then once we start bailing someone out, we're going to have to bail everybody out. And voila, you have the end of the road to Ruto, which is printing money to infinity, destroy the old system, and a new system is implemented. So let's see if they have a chart here. I'm sure they have a chart going down. A lot of hospital stuff. The brewing state and local pension crisis. The more John and I dig into it, the worse it looks. We have both spent many hours trying to find any good news or silver lining without success. All over the United States, cities, school districts, other governmental entities have promised their workers generous retirement benefits, but haven't set aside enough cash to pay what they will owe at some point, perhaps soon. Either they will have to cut benefits to retirees or stick taxpayers with a huge bill, or both. Healthcare goes on the book. The other thing on pensions and retirement funds and all that, most of them are run by investment managers who do the same thing, and they have a certain amount of mortgage-backed securities in there. And what's going to go on with the mortgage-backed securities, with all the homes that were destroyed in Texas, that were destroyed in Florida, that were destroyed in the islands, in Costa Rica. Insurance will cover some of it, but insurance companies don't even have enough money to cover it. So those mortgage-backed securities are sitting on the books at full value and are probably getting close to worthless, which will be interesting when people kind of wake up to the fact that these mortgage-backed securities are toxic once again, and not due to Blythe Masters credit default swaps. This is due to the destruction of the physical asset underlying these derivatives, the mortgage-backed securities. All right, healthcare is a problem. Under-budgeted crisis. Now let's look at this. Oh, that's drug overdose rate. Oh, I don't want. Let's see. Costly storms. Here we go. Last week, the Texas Tribune Festival here in Austin. I heard Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo discussed the Hurricane Harvey experience. As more areas flooded, he kept the entire department on duty for 6 days straight, 24 hours a day. Acevedo said he knew this wasn't in the budget, but the alternatives were worse. Lives were at stake, and the city needed its protectors more than ever. Absolutely true, but somebody's got to pay for it. The hurricane is over, but the Harvey expenses are just starting. Houston may have to spend up to $250 million on disposal of flood debris. That's all that flood debris used to be assets held by individuals in Houston. And the city is only part of the affected area. Houston's pension plans are already on shaky ground, so this won't help. Many local governments in Florida, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands may see the same thanks to Irma and Maria. So what does it mean for you? For one, we should plan for substantially higher state and local taxes in the future. And if you're a public worker or retiree, you better think about how you will make ends meet if your benefits get slashed. I think the benefits will just go away because they never want to slash benefits. That just means the end comes sooner and sooner and sooner. As John Malton says, a problem we can't just muddle through. All we can do is prepare for it, and now is the time to start. So yeah, if you're counting on a pension, or you're on a pension and expecting the same amount of money going forward, good luck with that, because it ain't going to happen. My advice to you is do what they tell you not to do. Get into the cryptos and physical silver in your own possession, because those will save you in the days, weeks, months, and years going forward. And I absolutely believe that. And when the manipulation in silver ends, and one day it will end, when it ends, you're going to see $600 silver almost instantly. So if you own physical silver, good for you. Hang on to it. If you don't own it yet, why? Why wouldn't you own it? Well, a lot of people haven't been on the road to Ruta for a long time. Anyway, this is Big Swear, and I'll be coming out with a Friday road trip tomorrow. I'll be talking a lot about salt, what I expect to see over the next coming months, weeks, years. If you're looking to buy salt tokens, I sent out an email. Go to the exchanges to buy it. The retail price of salt on the website will always be higher than the market, and they do that on purpose. And until the market runs out, and then the guys at Salt will be reselling they'll be the only place to get them. Lots to talk about in the Salt thing that I'll go over tomorrow. They have a lot of new programs they're going to roll out, which is really exciting. So going forward with Salt is all going to be good news, and more people will start discovering this company and what they're going to do with the crypto blockchain integration of the banking system going forward. This is Big Square, roadtoruta.com. We'll talk to you later.